Harris case live from the bed. Get here right now. Pull up. Pull up right now. I'm waiting for everybody to pull up. Pull up right now. We reacting live right now to the naziyah Harris case. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. We're reacting right now to the naziyah Harris case. Let's go. Let's go.
Picture behind me is of Zaniyah, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Naziyah herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. It was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
This story, so incredibly tragic. Naziyah Harris, little 13-year-old girl, should be enjoying those teenage years, you know? Should be having fun, laughing with her friends, going to school, learning, doing all of those things, but she's
crazy, y'all. This is crazy.
And she's missing, but presumed to be dead and murdered. I want you to take a listen to Kim Worthy. That was the prosecutor from Wayne County. Here she is talking about the evidence against the man that they have accused of the murder. And there's a connection between this man and Naziyah's family, and a lot of the facts here are disturbing, to say the least.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking about live scheduling, time tracking, and digital forms that help you stay in control. Use instant team updates and personal or group chats to communicate easily and effectively. So stop spreading your business.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day, when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence will further show that through text messages that we know and that we have.
This is crazy, y'all. If you just pulling up to the chat, I am reacting to the naziyah Harris case. If you just pulling up to the chat, come on in. We are reacting to the naziyah Harris case. And this right here is crazy, y'all. Like, this story is crazy. If you've not seen this story, you need to go react and look at it yourself. This is a very disturbing story about Naziyah Harris, a 13-year-old little girl. Let's keep reacting, y'all. Let's keep watching this.
Zaniyah and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and that Zaniyah was never seen or heard from again. Not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from social media where she was extremely active with her friends, not from teachers, no one. We know that she had no medical conditions that would cause a life-threatening medical emergency to her. And he, again, was the last person that saw her alive. She would have turned...
This is crazy, y'all. If you just pulling up to the chat, we are reacting to the Naziyah Harris story. We sure are. This is a crazy story. What happened to this little girl? No one should have to go through. No one should have to go through. What happened to this little girl? No one should have to go through. It's a devastating story. I don't wish this on no mother. I don't wish this on no father, no grandmother. This is a devastating story, man. My advice to all the young girls out there, please stay safe. And if you're going through anything, and if you feel like there's somebody that's out to get you, please speak up. Speak up. Tell an adult. Tell somebody. Don't sit and suffer. Don't sit and go through what you're going through. Don't end up in any of these terrifying situations. Because what I'm watching right now is a sick man
Supercharge your business
who had a
with the
plan
all-new Shopify point of sale, the
that
all-in-one POS solution built on the
went a little like this. We're going to fast forward back to where we just said it kind of went
Pointed
back a
out
little
to
bit.
me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
This story is so incredibly tragic. Naziyah Harris, a little 13-year-old girl, should be enjoying those teenage years, you know? Should be having fun, laughing with her friends, going to school, learning, doing all of those things, but she's not. And she's missing, but presumed to be dead and murdered. I want you to take a listen to Kim Worthy. That was the prosecutor from Wayne County. Here she is talking about the evidence against the man that they have accused of the murder. And there's a connection between this man and Naziyah's family, and a lot of the facts here are disturbing, to say the least.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day, when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away. But they began investigating immediately. The evidence will further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zaniyah and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and that Zaniyah was never seen or heard from again. Not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from social media where she was extremely active with her friends, not from teachers, no one. We know that she had no medical conditions that would cause a life-threatening medical emergency to her. And he, again, was the last person that saw her alive. She would have turned 14 years old just 10 days ago.
So again, y'all, we are reacting live to the Naziyah Harris case. If you have not heard this story, you done pulled up to the chat at the perfect time to hear. This is a crazy story. And again, I don't wish this on no mother, no father, no family member in general out there in this world. Young girls, y'all have got to be safe. Y'all have got to speak up. Because what happened to Naziyah was and is not okay. Keep watching it with me, y'all. Keep watching it. I know y'all want to see my face and stuff in the camera, and y'all want to chat in the comments like normal, but tonight is a different type of little vibe. We are watching the Naziyah Harris case live right now. I already saw a lot of it, but I wanted to do this live reaction with y'all. Get y'all feedback on it. And if y'all feeling generous right now in the chat, spam justice for spam justice for Naziyah in the chat right now. If y'all could put justice for Naziyah in the chat, because we need justice for this young girl. We need justice for this girl. Let's keep watching.
On September the 16th of 2024. And again, no one has seen or heard from her. You look at that face, and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. The evidence will show.
Hey, Jacob, thank you for pulling up to the
messages.
chat. Jacob, right now we are reacting live to the Naziyah Harris case. It's a young girl that passed away, I believe, last year to the hands of a no good man. And she was only 13 years old, and we're reacting to that right now. So right now in the comments, if y'all could put justice for Naziyah. Naziyah is spelled Naziyah. Again, it's Naziyah. Put justice for Naziyah in the chat. Hit a like button for Naziyah. Let's go.
To and with Jarvis Butts. And we also know, the evidence will show, that there's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child, other than the defendant himself, who we charged today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby. We know that sexually explicit photos were requested by him of her, and that she complied and sent them to her. All at the hands, we allege, the man we are charging with her death and also her long-term sexual abuse. Today we are charging Jarvis Butts with one.
It's crazy, y'all. When I look at him, I don't even think, he would be somebody like sick in the head like that. But that goes to show you, looks are deceiving. Don't ever look at somebody and think that they wouldn't do that. Do something crazy because they could. Thank you, Sue, for pulling up to the chat. Nice to meet you. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. We're reacting to Naziyah Harris live right now. Guys, never underestimate who can hurt you in this world, because the devil was once an angel. So never forget that the devil was once an angel. So the very person you would think that wouldn't hurt you or cross you could be the very person that hurt you and cross you. And this story that we're reacting to right now live from Naziyah tells us all that. Tells us every bit of that. So keep watching with me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as we continue to react to the Naziyah Harris story, y'all. Follow me.
One count of first-degree premeditated murder, one count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and one count of child sexually abusive material. Today, we are also charging Mr. Butts with more counts of criminal sexual conduct on two more girls, yes, girls, on two other separate cases. The girls in question now are 20 and 11 respectively today, but both were under the age of 13 years old at the time the offenses occurred that we're charging. Based on all the evidence that I've laid out now and much more that will be shown later in court, based on all these cases, we will present.
So as y'all can see, this man did not only just hurt one girl, but he hurt multiple. Just so happened one is no longer alive today. But think about all the other young girls that could have been possibly unalive in the hands of that man right there. Again, my advice to every young girl out there, speak up. Speak up. I don't care if it's somebody in your family. I don't care if it's somebody in your neighborhood. Speak up. If you're 14 and you're 13, you should not be doing anything. Anything. Especially not with grown men like this man right here, who is in his 40s. In his 40s. Messing with Naziyah Harris. We need justice for Naziyah Harris. If you're pulling up to the chat right now, write in the comments, justice for Naziyah Harris. Thank y'all. This is a little different type of night vibe. Y'all not going to see much of my face because we are reacting live to her. So, tag along. Feel free to hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe.
Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile.
Sounds so familiar. A lot of parallels with this case and what happened to Madeline Soto down in Florida. And it's these predators. They know how to do it. They know how to get.
Messiah, welcome back to the chat. Right now, we are reacting live to the Naziyah Harris case. So make sure you Comment in the comments, justice for Naziyah, because we need justice for Naziyah. And I mean, we need it now. And my advice to all my young supporters that get on here every day and watch me, again, if something like this is happening to you in your life, you need to speak up. You need to talk to an adult. You need to tell someone. If you don't feel safe telling your mama, your daddy, you need to tell a counselor at your school. You need to talk to somebody. Tell a friend. Tell a cousin. Because what happened to Naziyah Harris is not okay. And the crazy thing about it is so many young girls right now today that's going through exactly what Naziyah went through. So therefore, y'all need to speak up. Y'all need to say something. Justice will be served for Naziyah. Justice for Naziyah in the chat, guys.
Close to children. And that's apparently what happened here. I want to bring in a special guest with us tonight. Joining us from Detroit, Michigan, Naziyah Harris's cousin, Roxy. Roxy, thank you so much for joining us.
This is Spark Golf.
Spark Golf is designed to be fun.
This is a huge development in the case. Wanted to get first your reaction to the prosecutor, Kim Worthy, making the announcement that the charges have been brought in this case.
It's definitely a sense of relief here.
Justice for Naziyah in the chat. Justice for Naziyah in the chat. Spam justice for Naziyah in the chat.
Like I said in our last interview, you know, we considering his background and things like that, we had our suspicions, and we're glad that they finally came to light today.
So, can you explain for us the connection of Jarvis Butts and Naziyah and Naziyah's family and your family?
The connection with Jarvis is Jarvis was Naziyah's aunt, boyfriend, and they also have children together as well. So that was how he was able to be around the family as the immediate family that Naziyah was living with, I assume as often as he.
Again, guys, if this is happening to you, speak up. This is not okay. What happened to Naziyah Harris is not okay. And again, there's so many other girls that's going through exactly what Naziyah Harris went through. Speak up now. Tell an adult. Tell somebody you trust. Tell somebody you love. Tell somebody you feel comfortable telling. Tell them. Let them know. We need justice for Naziyah. And if you're going through this, we obviously want justice for you. If you're going through anything that Naziyah Harris went through, we want justice for you. I'm going to fast forward a little bit on this because I don't want to give Jarvis Butts that much attention. I feel like sometimes when people harm others, they give the person that did the hurt and the damage more time and spotlight than the actual victim. So I want to fast forward to the picture of Naziyah Harris and let's just focus on her and what happened to her.
But Roxy, from the position of the
right here, that young girl, that black queen, we lost this black queen to the hands of a sick man. Naziyah thought it was okay. And there's other young girls out there that think it's okay, but it's not. And you have to speak up. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to tell somebody. You have to allow someone to know what's happening. This was not okay. If only we would have known, or if somebody close to Naziyah would have known what she was going through and cared enough to help her, she would still be alive today. If only somebody close to Naziyah cared today, cared that day, and spoke up, Naziyah would be here today. Girls, again, it is not okay. Don't let a grown man, convince you that it's okay. It's not okay. Justice for Naziyah in the chat. Justice for all the other victims in the world.
Family, is there any level of frustration that the family knew of this, they were reaching out, and nothing was done? Is anyone, like, there's obvious blame, Jarvis Butts is the one, right? But is there any level of shared blame amongst anyone else who didn't do anything here?
I mean, absolutely. There's definitely lots of frustration within the family. You know, there were family members that called CPS several times. There were family members that called the police as well, and nothing came of it. You know, CPS is supposed to be, you know, safeguard welfare for our children, and they're supposed to be able to respond promptly and do thorough investigations to be able to negate you know, reports of abuse and neglect. And because of the reports of,
again, anybody close to you that you know, a sister, a brother, a cousin that's going through this, that you personally know that's going through this, speak up. My young girls, my black queens, my black princesses, speak up. It's not okay. It's not okay. Don't let nobody convince you that it's okay. That it's okay. What happened to Naziyah Harris is not okay. And if it's happening to you, it's not okay. It'll never be okay. Speak up. Tell someone. Naziyah deserves justice. And if you're going through what she's going through, you deserve it too. Believe that. Believe that. Let's keep watching, y'all.
be able to,
This is Naziyah Harris. This is Naziyah Harris. I know y'all have heard about her story. I know you guys have heard about the Naziyah Harris story. I know y'all have heard it. That's Naziyah Harris. That's her. She lost her life to this man. She lost her life to this man right here.
So that was how he.
This sick man took her life. This sick man took Naziyah Harris's life. If you got anybody in your family, any friends that you know that's going through this, speak up, y'all. Speak up. Speak up. Don't hold your peace. Speak up. It's important to. It's important to, y'all. And young girls, don't talk to older age men. No. You shouldn't be worried about nobody, especially if you're 13 or 14. Focus on school. Focus on them grades. Focus on graduating. Focus on your goals. Don't be worried about the boys. They will come later in life. And definitely don't be worried about the grown men. They will come later in life. I need you guys to really, really take this in. All my black queens, all my black princesses. It's important. It's important that if you're going through any of this, you're going through anything like this, your family is, speak up. Tell somebody. Tell somebody. It's important. I done seen too many cases like this. I done seen too many Naziyah Harris cases. I done seen too many. You know why? Because people don't speak up. People don't tell what's happening. People always want to keep secrets. We don't need no more secrets, y'all. Rest in peace to Naziyah Harris. Justice for Naziyah. If anybody cared enough, Naziyah would still be here today. Only if they cared enough. If you just pulling up to the chat, spam Justice for Naziyah in the chat. Drop some hearts in the chat for Naziyah. We're strictly focusing on the Naziyah Harris case tonight. And I'm reaching out to all my young girls to let them know that this is not okay. Don't be messing around with any older age men. No uncles, no grandpas, no older cousins, no family member friends, none of that. It's not okay. It's not okay, y'all. All my young girls out there, it's not okay. It's not okay. Respect yourself. Respect your body. You're too young. You shouldn't be thinking about no boys, no way. Don't be thinking about no boys, no way. Focus on your grades. Focus on school. Focus on your goals. Stay a kid as long as you can be. Don't try to force your hand to be a grown-up. Don't try to start doing what the grown folks is doing. There's no rush to growing up. You got plenty of time. Take your time. My young girls, take your time. Don't worry about the boys. They will come later in life. They will always be there. Trust me. They ain't going nowhere. You do not gotta rush to be fast. There's no prize in that. Don't rush to be that way. And if you're in a situation where you don't got your daddy in your life, so you feel like that nobody loves you, let me tell you somebody that does. That man upstairs named G.O.D. loves you, young lady. God loves you. I love you. And as long as you love yourself, you're all right. You are all right. Don't go chasing love in the wrong direction. Don't go looking for love in the wrong places. Don't let these sick, manipulating grown men control your mind to think that they love you while trying to use you for your body. My young girls, remember that your body is a prize. Your body is a prize. It's a gift. And grown men do not deserve it. It's your prize, not theirs. So my advice to all the young girls out there, stay away from these grown men. And if a grown man try to come your way, speak up. Speak up. If somebody cared enough for Naziyah, Naziyah would be here today. But they didn't care enough. Her family didn't care enough. Friends obviously didn't care enough. And that's why we lost Naziyah. But you, if I got the chance to save one young girl today, I'm talking to every young black queen that's watching this live. Every young black princess that's watching this live. Do not let these grown men trick you out your spot. And don't even let these young boys trick you out your spot. Again, focus on school. Focus on your grades. Unka. All y'all that's on here. Unka. Funny J. Sue. All y'all that's on this live. Focus on school. Focus on your grades. Focus on your goals. And stay a kid as long as you can be. Don't worry about the boys. They'll come later in life. All my supporters, I love y'all. And I want y'all to be here as long as y'all supposed to. Don't shorten your own life getting caught up in the wrong stuff. Getting caught up in the wrong activities. Getting caught up in the wrong crew. What happened to Naziyah is not okay. I don't want it to happen to y'all. That's Naziyah Harris, if you didn't know.
And that gives them access where the family members doing. Apparently some of them called CPS, but they didn't step in. And even with respect to Naziyah herself, there's a coworker that sees what's going on. There's Butts, and these are all allegations. Of course, Butts' own sister. They check into a motel together. She hasn't had her menstrual cycle. She's pregnant at the age of 13. I mean, there's so many warning signs, Vinny. And if anyone had stepped in and done their job and done the right thing to protect this young girl, she'd probably still be alive today.
Eklund, people who work for CPS don't get paid a lot. They've got tons of cases. They got tons of files. But I'm looking at this from that perspective and all the adults in her life. And no one took the action necessary to save her. No one.
I see a lot of people pulling into the chat. Again, we are reacting live to the Naziyah Harris case. This case will forever be on my heart, on my mind, on my soul. I'm going to always carry it with me. Rest in peace to Naziyah. Justice for Naziyah. And I know that I have a large fan base of young black queens, young black princesses that watch me on a daily. And I'm speaking to every last one of y'all. Speak up if something's like this is going on. Speak up. Talk to somebody. Let somebody know. Don't keep it a secret. Your life is important. Your life matters. You matter. Speak up, y'all. Speak up. If you're feeling generous, put some hearts in the chat for Naziyah, or write Justice for Naziyah in the chat. Hit the like button.
I actually have a problem with it. It starts with, since 2005, Mr. Butts was on the sex offender registry. He currently is on the sex offender registry and is showing as compliant. When you are on the sex offender registry, you can't even be around a child, look at a child, be on social media or anything like that. He wasn't even supposed to be in the same vicinity of this child, let alone be able to do anything. The moment anybody called anybody with regards to him being in the vicinity of a child, he should have been arrested because he's on the sex offender registry. So it's not CPS and the caseworker's issue. It's a criminal issue because he's a criminal and he was on the sex offender registry. But currently, those that are in charge of it have him currently as compliant. So the system, it broke in.
Yes, Uncle, justice for Naziyah. Nobody deserves to go through what Naziyah went through. And it's so sad because, like I said, again and again and again and again, over and over again, as I've said so many times, there's so many young girls out here today that's going through exactly what Naziyah went through. And that's why I'm telling you, if you're Naziyah Harris today, speak up. Do it for Naziyah. Naziyah didn't get to speak up. And if Naziyah did speak up, nobody believed her. Nobody listened to her. Nobody helped her. So do this for Naziyah. If you're a young girl out here, you're going through this, you're experiencing this, speak up. Your voice matters. All my black queens, all my black princesses, speak up. Your voice matters. You matter. And people do love you. God loves you. Even when you feel like nobody else in this world loves you, remember that God loves you. And he will never bring you through to nothing that he wouldn't bring you through. Let me repeat that. God would not bring you to it if he's not going to bring you through it. Whatever God brings you to, he'll bring you through. Remember that. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling hopeless, when you're feeling alone, remind yourself, whatever God brings you to, he'll bring you through. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. In your darkest times, he is with you. In the darkness, he will make the light shine. So with that being said, do not let the negativity, the depression, the sadness, wear and tear you down from speaking up and telling somebody what you're going through. Speak up and tell somebody. Your voice matters. Your life matters. You are important. I need you to survive. Naziyah needs you to survive. So speak up. Speak up. Y'all got any comments? If you still watching this live stream right now, if you seen the video we watched, if you have any comments, anything to say, go ahead and drop it down below. While y'all here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And share some feedback with me if you got some. Share some feedback with me about this Naziyah Harris case if you got some. Y'all done heard my feedback a lot in these last 30 minutes. If y'all got any feedback, let me know.
In 2005, not in 2024. So this man has been able, he did what he was supposed to do. The people who put him on the list didn't do what they were supposed to do. And this is a problem. He's been on the list since 05.
Kirk, there seems to be no purpose of the list. Like, we make a list. All right, here's a list. That's great. You've got to do something about the list. There has to be some level of monitoring, follow-up, some level of coordination. So it's the family, adults in her life are letting her down at home. And then you've got the other part that our system is not getting the job done, filling the gaps where they need to. It's absolutely mind-numbingly frustrating, Kirk.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, but Edwin raises an excellent point. Once that family members, once they contacted authorities, if he's on a sex offender registration, whether it's related to an offense for which he's on probation or whether it is a new offense violating those terms, being in contact with minors, that should in fact be enough to put him in prison, not just have CPS intervention. So to some extent, in the defense of the family, they really did all they could in the sense of with authorities. It was the police and what have you that failed to follow up on the sex offender registration. And one of the explanations for that is there's a lot of people on that registration which people can fall through the cracks, which goes back to my point earlier, the idea that they shouldn't be out. There shouldn't be a sex offender registration list. There should just be a sex offender prison with a lifelong residency.
I agree. Kirk Nurmi.
All right, y'all.
Get masked.
We're going to now click off here. Let's see if we can find another video. This was like more of a news reported video. Let's see if there's any other videos we can get at. Again, we are covering the Naziyah Harris case live and direct right now.
Behind me?
We are covering the Naziyah Harris case live and direct. Let's see.
Despite never finding her body, prosecutors believe Jarvis Butts is responsible for her death, and they can prove so.
The record, the witness has identified. And what were the last 4 digits of...
This looks like a court document right here. This looks like court, so I'm going to click off here. We don't really want to watch the court stuff. I want to see more of the story, so let's see. As y'all can see, my stuff is touch screen, so I get to touch the screen and just click, y'all. Let's see. Oh, this lady, I don't know her name, but... Oh, Nika Knight. It's a 4-hour video. I might have to react to her soon. Let's keep scrolling. Let's see. Naziyah Harris story. Let's see what this is talking about.
Naziyah sends my period having Naziyah sends, babe, you up? Some question marks. Then she sends another set of question marks. He replies, yeah. Naziyah sends, my period haven't came at all. She sends, hello, you there? With some question marks. Jarvis replies to Naziyah,
thank you for pulling up to the chat. We're covering the Naziyah Harris story. So please write spam hearts in the comments or justice for Naziyah in the comments. Hit that like button. We're doing this for Naziyah. We need justice for Naziyah. Welcome to the chat, everybody. If you just pulling up, we have been reacting to the Naziyah Harris story for the last 35 minutes. 40 minutes. Sorry, the timer read 40 minutes. Last 40 minutes. Justice for Naziyah. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. So you can't really hear this. It's kind of low, but this is from the courts. I guess they were going over some of the text messages between Naziyah Harris and Jarvis Butts, which is some disgusting messages that, again, you wouldn't even want to hear from no young girl or no young man, no old man, should I say. No older man talking to a young girl. You wouldn't even want to hear this. But
Let me show you how to block
This is
that.
life
First, you're gonna
today.
click
This
on
is
the
what's
video.
happening in the
Then you're
world
gonna
today.
download
We
the
can't
instant
escape
ad blocker
these
document.
things.
Still here?
90% sure that there's sexual abuse going on.
Hold on, let me rewind back.
Right now, Jarvis Butts is awaiting trial for the murder and sexual abuse of Naziyah Harris.
After listening to days of testimony last month, a judge called Butts a monster and said that opportunities to protect the 13-year-old girl were missed. Tonight, the 7 investigators are revealing years of warnings that preceded Butts' alleged crimes.
Warnings that family members say were made to Children's Protective Services that could have saved Naziyah's life. Here's what 7 investigator Ross Jones has uncovered.
You look at that face, and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing.
That's Naziyah Harris. If you don't know, that is her. She was only 13 years old when Jarvis Butts was molesting her, touching on her in general, and killed her, doing things to her that he shouldn't have been doing, should I say. Sleeping around with her. He was doing more than molesting and touching. He was over the board. Welcome back, 3D. I know it's you, but we're covering the story of Naziyah Harris. 3D, hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subbed up. Let me read some of these comments because I haven't been reading the comments that much. I've been trying to focus on the story. Thank you, Mason, for pulling up to the chat. Justice for Naziyah. Yes, Unka, people your age should not have to go through that. You're right. You guys are way too young to ever have to deal with stuff like that. And again, if you've ever dealt with something like that, my heart goes out to you. But speak up. Don't hold it in. Don't keep it a secret. Please, please, I beg y'all to speak up. Again, your life matters. You matter. You right there. You matter. You are loved. You are wanted. You are appreciated. You matter. You're strong. You right there. I'm talking to you that's watching this. You're talented. You're loved. You're appreciated. You're strong. You're brave. You're wonderful. You're amazing. You're terrific. You are not alone. You will overcome everything that you're dealing with. You will overcome everything that they said that you wouldn't. You will be successful. You will accomplish all goals. You will beat the odds. You will elevate. God is with you. God is for you. No one can be against you. The angels are surrounding you. They're with you everywhere you go. You will beat depression. You will overcome all your struggles. The rain will soon be over for you. You'll smile again. You'll laugh again. Just never give up. I'm talking to you right there that's watching me. You right there, boy, girl, man, woman, young or old. Never give up. You are loved. You are wanted. You are appreciated. Believe in yourself. Never doubt yourself. You right here. I'm talking to you. Never doubt yourself. Never underestimate your ability. You can achieve anything. You can do all things. And you can do anything you put your mind to. Always pray and always trust God. This is just the beginning. Nowhere near the end. Do not give up. Do not give up. Keep going. Keep fighting. You got it. You got it. You are a warrior. You are a warrior. Yes, you are. I'm talking to you. You're a warrior. You're intelligent. One of a kind. No one can do it like you. Keep going. That's the words of encouragement from Janae Desiree to y'all and all my beautiful black queens and all my beautiful even black kings out there. Stay strong. Keep moving forward. Never give up, y'all. Yes, Unka. Never go alone nowhere. Always have somebody with you. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay prayed up. I thank y'all for pulling up to this live stream and reacting to Naziyah Harris live with me. I'm sorry if I missed your comment, but I really, really, really wanted to focus on this. I really wanted to send a message to all the beautiful black queens and princesses out there to never let nobody trick y'all at y'all spot. I love y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with me. Your girl is about to go ahead and end this live. We've been live 3 times today. This was the most thoughtful one. Appreciate y'all again for pulling up. And you already know what I'm about to say. And we are